You can format a given cell to have different format depending upon formulas. This is basically what it does. If the unknown is time in years, change the background of the actual number into print, a rose color. Okay? The others are still there. This kind of communicating that that's the thing I'm varying around without actually looking anywhere else. So if I wanted to know how long it's going to take me to triple my money, double it takes 693 at 10%. Oh, we were going to look at that 3%. The actual number is 23.1. Roll up 23 tells you, roll up 73 tells you 24. How long it's going to take me to triple my money? 36. Or let's ask this question. When your grandpa just gave you $50,000, you can invest that into the stock market and make about 8% after inflation over long periods of time, because historical average, there's no guarantee that you would. And as soon as you hit $2 million in today's terms, you want to retire and, go have a life of a thumb in one of the Pacific Islands, all right? Some people dream that. That's what I would have done if I had $2 million free somewhere. So I want to know how long it's going to take me to get $2 million from 50. Well, let's enter our present value first. Or let's make that $2 million first. If you're changing multiple things, it may not be a bad idea to go into setup mode first, then do solver. Of course, going from 10 to 2 is going to take 176 years, but I want to go from 50. That's going to take me 122 years if I'm earning only 3%. But I said I'm going to earn 8. And the little macro that does the goal seek is triggered by a change in certain cells. Okay? I actually name those cells. If I change anything else on the sheet, nothing happens. But if one of those cells changes, goal seek is triggered. So if I make that 8%, well, that takes only 46 years. What if I could earn 12? Which is something you can earn if you invested into small to medium cap stocks, historically speaking. Well, 30 years, okay. So the Margarita doesn't mean that I will become 30 if I can earn 12. Of course, I'll be 90 by then, but, you guys can't handle it. Or alternatively, you ask the following question. You're going to start investing now. You got 40 years until you retire. You want that 50,000 to be 2 million. What sort of a return you should earn in order to reach your target? So I'm going to, first of all, change my unknown. Now I can know the API, okay? My time in years is 40. So it's going to require me 9.23% of the time. It actually means something. As we're going to find out in the second half of the semester, the golden rule in finance is, in order to earn higher return, you should be willing to take higher risk. There is a reason small to medium cap stocks, historically speaking, have a lot higher return. Well, they're risky. On a given year, you could lose your shirt. There's a really bad year, those small cap stocks are hit first. The large caps are also hit, but not as much. So this says, I need to earn something as risky enough, maybe a combination of large caps and medium caps will give you that. Or if you have only 30 years, all you need to earn now 12.30. You don't want to wait until you're 50. Well, get to 40, divorce the first wife, and you want to go on vacation because you're taking a margarita. Well, you need to earn something that makes historically 17.84. That's very risky stuff, okay? Maybe you could do something very small cap. For example, there's an ETF that does that. It's called PNA. It gives you the performance of 3 times the Russell 2000 index. Well, it's very risky, but that's what I put in my Roth IRA. Not too much money, but see how easy it is to solve the problem? Now, we're going to do more complicated stuff on Wednesday. We're going to actually do very complicated retirement planning problems. I'm not going to do it today, but let's kind of set it up now. Suppose you're 20 years old. You're going to retire when you're 60. Okay? And don't worry about inflation. They're going to measure all the returns on inflation-adjusted basis. Do you think while you're saving you can earn 8% on a monthly compounded basis? You know, overall S&P 500 type stocks historically get you that. And once you retire, you don't want to take as much risk, but you want only 3% return. You know, investment grade corporate bonds would get you that. But on an inflation adjusted basis, if you want to make $5,000 a month as a pension for 25 years, after age 85, you don't believe you should live with Alzheimer's. So you're going to tell your grandkids, kids, I'm going to give you $2 million in inflation adjusted terms. And once I hit 85, you know, hire two guys from Philly and get me back, all right? That's the incentive to get me back. All right. Oh, even more. And during my saving years, you know, my earning capacity is a lot higher in my later years compared to now. Suppose I also believe that I can increase my savings by 3% every year. Okay? And during my retirement years, I also want to increase my salary about 5% every year. You know, as you get older, you need more medical expenses and stuff, or there are more cruises you want to take, whatever. So you know what you want. You want $5,000 a month. The first month you retire, you want to grow that 5% every year, which is roughly about 0.4% every month. And after 25 years, you want your account balance to show $2 million. Whether or not you leave that to your grandkids is your business. Right? You know what you want. The question is, how much will I save? That's a problem they can solve algebraically. Depending upon how big your handwriting is, it could take anywhere from 1 page to 2 pages. Okay? You can do it if you're careful. But why? That's completely uncivilized. You're going to see on Wednesday, we're going to solve the problem using our solar cell. Okay? We're going to extend the setup to handle monthly cash flows instead of just cash flow at the end. Oh, we can also have a starting value and a balloon payment into those things. So we'll make it very general. It's a very complicated stuff. In that retirement planning problem, you could be actually starting with $50,000 already. You got for your grandma. And your grandma gave you $50,000 because, you know, you pulled their plug, all right? Or for something else. I don't know what grandmas do. My grandma died of Alzheimer's at 77 years old. She didn't leave me nothing. She lived, I was her first grandkid. She was married at age 16. My mother was married at age 18. And she, all the descendants are more than 120 or so. She saw the grandkids of her grandkids. When you get married that early, it happens. And they're going to solve that problem with only 2 clicks. That's because you're careful to see that as a, goal seek product. First thing I'm going to do is give them what I want. I want $5,000 a month for the first month, grow that 5% a year, end up with $2 million at the end. How much money do I need to have when I'm 60? Okay? That's a present value problem. Once I figure that out is, then given that I know how much money I need, given what I'm starting in, how much money I need to save the first month, provided that it's going to be growing at a certain rate. Again, that's 1 click. Done. 3 clicks, I'm sorry. I also have to change the present value to the future value. That's it. A lot of people pay money to retirement planning software for that. Why? And we'll talk about how long it's going to take. But all of that is going to be very simple. Again, you don't have to use any of this. When you're doing those online courses and stuff, there'll be problems where you need to figure out what something is that gives you a certain result. If you want to use this as your setup, go ahead and do it. If you want to do algebra, that's fine too. I don't particularly care as long as you get the answer. But you're a lot less likely to make a mistake here than algebra. All right? I'll see you guys Wednesday. Again, we'll continue with these. We're going to extend it to anyway. And the final form of this sheet will be available to you guys.